Welcome to Icelandic Formula Offroad. This is the last episode of the year, the season review, the unlimited class. However, a lot of spectacular moments happened this season. Let's sit back and enjoy. The Formula Offroad season was already planned, with Hella kicking it off. Then we would have the World Championship in Honifoss, Eilstad, Akureyri, Hafnarfjörður and Akranes, and then Tennessee. However, Hella, Honifoss, Akranes and Tennessee all got cancelled due to the global pandemic. The 2020 season competed in 4 events, Eilstad, a double-header in Akureyri and then in Hafnarfjörður. Big news pre-season, double defending champion Thor Thormar would not compete. He let his crew members drive the car this season, and Helgi Garðarsson drove it in Eilstad to 6th place. 2 drivers in the second round in Akureyri. Helgi Garðarsson finished 9th and Finnur Albjörnsson in 5th. Third round, the second one in Akureyri, and Finnur Albjörnsson drove it again, and he did a fantastic performance, finishing in 4th place. However, even bigger news at the end of the season. Snorri Thor Arnarsson is back. He sold the car to Thor back in 2016 after having won the title 4 years in a row, so Thor will become the choir boy again next season. Snorri had a short but incredibly successful career, 22 races and only once he was off the podium. Some of the greatest statistics in Icelandic motorsport. He had a huge rivalry with Ólafur Bragi Jónsson back in 2016. Ólafur returned to racing with a new built Fox this season, which is one of the lowest cars in the history of Formula Offroad. Uses the same engine and running gear as the old car, however the chassis is completely new. And this rivalry will continue in 2021. First race was Ólafur's home event in Egilsstaðir, so the new welds were still hot since they just finished building the car within minutes before the race. However, engine issues in the first track, but Ólafur drove the new car well and got quickly used to the low center of gravity and ended up with a solid 4th place in Egilsstaðir, even though the first track was pretty much without points. Here he is in track number 4. This was the Best in Show award. It will be fantastic to see the old rivals battle again in 2021. Here we have Ingvar Jóhannesson driving the Viking, a rookie, had only competed once before the 2020 season and only contested 2 rounds of the season. Round 2 Akureyri, 7th place. The Viking used to be called Taz, and Haukur Viðar Einarsson drove it in 2015 and 16 before moving over to Hekla. However, a fantastic result in the last race of the season in Hafnarfjörður saw Ingvar clinch 3rd place, and he's definitely one to watch in 2021.
Já, ég get ekki séð að það sé laust.
In the Unlimited class, there were a total of 25 drivers in the 4 rounds, and only 6 drivers competed all the rounds. 2 of them were rookies. Here is Jóhann Gunnlaugsson driving Thunderbolt. Him and his family bought the car of Atli Emil Ásgeirsson last year after Atli won the Norwegian Championship. New colour. It's been a while since we had a pink car in Formula Offroad. However, some issues in Egilsstaðir saw him finish 9th on his debut. secures his first role in Formula Offroad in the 5th track in Iceland. Now, second round was Akureyri. One better, 8th place overall, and a huge role in the last track. Nice camera work there by a flying GoPro. Now third round in Akureyri again. He almost rolled it again in the 6th course. However, that was his worst result of the season. Finished outside the points, scoring places in 11th place. Nice save though. However, the new hills in Hafnarfjörður suited the rookie and he got his best result of the season, 6th place. Total of 14 points in the championship, and it yields him 9th place. Another rookie to compete in all the rounds, Sigurður Sigurðsson. He bought the sledgehammer from Gerrit Grímsson, who is now in the process of building a new car. And the sledgehammer became Yippee. Sigurður finished out of the points in 3 of the 4 races. However, in the second round in Akureyri, he got his best result, a solid 10th and a point. Sigurður is still learning. It's not easy. It's not an easy car to drive. If you're not constantly on the throttle, you get no boost from the turbo, and engine problems in Hafnarfjörður meant that he had to retire after 3 tracks. Now the battle for the championship. Haukur Viðar Einarsson 2nd in 2019 and Ingólfur Guðarsson 4th in 2019. Skúli Kristjánsson finished 5th in 2019 and Ásmundur Ingjaldsson was 8th. And these were the 4 that would compete. All of them contested every round of the 2020 season, and all of them were on the podium at least once this season. Here we have Ásmundur Ingjaldsson driving the bomb. Round 1, Iceland track 3. He broke his front left axle in this roll. And these axles are supposed to be unbreakable. So Ásmundur didn't have a spare with him, so he had to finish a race with 3-wheel drive and finished in 7th place. However, that yielded 6 championship points. Now let's move over to Skúli Kristjánsson driving Simba. Track 3 turned out to be the decisive one. It was a very tricky side slope that gave the drivers no room to build up speed for the hill in the middle of the track. However, Skúli was only one of 2 drivers to make it over that hindrance. As he prepared for the final climb, the air filter gets clogged up with dust and he gets no power. And the issue continued to bug him throughout the race. And however, he still managed to finish 3rd. Now Haukur Viðar Einarsson, probably the favorite for the championship before the season, driving the Ural Hekla, failed to make it up this climb in track 3, otherwise drove a solid race. Ingólfur had a look at this. Ingólfur Guðarsson driving Guttini Born, a fantastic driver. Not only did he make it up the first climb, but then he went on to get the full 350 for length. Before this track, he was already leading after a spectacular drive in the time attack, which saw him move up to 1st place. Well, nothing says you can't roll once you're through the gate. Ingólfur had quite a few of these this summer, and you have to put some respect on his service crew. He drove a superb race in Egilsstaðir, with him his winning margin to 2nd place to Haukur Viðar, well over 300 points. So Haukur, Skúli and Ásmundur knew that Ingólfur was the man to beat. Championship standings: Ingólfur 20 points, Haukur 17, Skúli 15, Ólafur 12 and Stefán 10 after the first race of the season in Egilsstaðir. Now we move over to Akureyri. It was an innocent looking hill before a steep side slope, so there's no aggression from Haukur. But that's not the way to do it. Here's Ásmundur Ingjaldsson driving the bomb. Most of the drivers rolled in the side slope, however Ásmundur does this nicely. And the final climb was easy, so he gains 200 points on Haukur. Skúli Kristjánsson also made it all the way up. And so did Ingólfur Guðarsson. Only these three drivers made it up all the way, so the fight for victory ended up being between them, as Haukur just couldn't pull in the points to catch them. Yet another engine issue for Skúli, and here we have him in the third track, the time attack. The belt for the supercharger came off, so no boost, no power, and a bad time dropped him to third. In the fifth track, Ásmundur was leading after this amazing drive. The pressure was on, and Ásmundur had never won a Formula Offroad race before. Skúli kept the pressure on with good driving, very effortless. Maybe comes from running the car at half power most times, but managed to get over it. Now, the sixth and final track. Ásmundur just needs to finish strongly here, but he fails to make it through the first bank. And that is disaster for Ásmundur. An amazing drive from Skúli here. And an amazing recovery after the time attack sees him take his first win of the season. However, after having led the race, Ingólfur's chances vanished in the fifth and sixth track when he failed to make it past the first climbs and threw away the victory in Akureyri. So the championship standings after round 2, Ingólfur and Skúli tied on points at 35 each. Haukur in third with 29 and Ásmundur 23. Stefán Bjarnason with 18 there behind. Now the third round, and again it was an Akureyri second track, and Ásmundur rolled it right away. This competition, or this race, kind of turned just into a roll fest, where you might have thought the drivers thought that they would get bonus points for rolls, and here we are in the sixth track. This just might be the biggest crash of the season. And that is one ruined race car. Ásmundur was not hurt, as these safety standards are very high. Fifth place for a disappointed Ásmundur, because the title was now out of reach. Now Skúli Kristjánsson driving Simba. Another engine issue plaguing him here. The problem with Simba is that it's never the same problem. We've already seen a belt go off the supercharger, and we've seen that air filter clog up with dust, but now it was some sort of a sensor issue. They tried to find out what was wrong without success, and in track 4 the oil pressure dropped and Skúli retired. Only 2 points for 9th place saw his title chances vanish. So it was up to Haukur Viðar Einarsson to take the challenge to Ingólfur. However, in track 4 he doesn't make it up, and that gave Ingólfur a golden opportunity to extend his lead in this race, and therefore the championship, which he did in style. Ingólfur sealed the win in track 6 by going all the way, and now had one hand on the title with one round left. Championship standings after 3 of 4 races. Ingólfur with a 9-point lead on Haukur. Skúli lies third with 37 points. Ásmundur fourth with 33. And, Ólafur has moved up to 5th, however, out of bounds for those drivers lying outside the top 3. Now the 4th and final round, the championship decider. Ingólfur needed to finish in the top 4 if Haukur won. It was pretty close between the title contenders at the lunch break after 2 tracks, because they both rolled in the second track. Ingólfur's car took a pretty nasty hit, but he could continue. Haukur, however, did it more softly. Now Ingólfur Guðarsson. This is the 3rd track. More grip than they thought in this man-made mountain. And fantastic driving from Ingólfur here. Goes all the way. Gets a wheel into the gate. Now it's Haukur's turn. Haukur just didn't make it, and with only 2 tracks left and a time attack, he felt the title slipping away for the 2nd year in a row. Ásmundur also didn't make it over the first climb, finished 4th in the race, as well as the championship. Skúli Kristjánsson led the race after his impressive drive in track 3. Only Skúli and Ingólfur got the full 350 for length in this track. Haukur had nothing to lose in the final track. He tried, but did not quite manage to get the front end of the car to lift up there. More weight at the front. So gravity won. Slipped down to 5th. With Skúli taking the win, that meant that Haukur didn't even get the 2nd place in the championship, as Skúli moved ahead of him with a point. And here we see the final standings. Ingólfur, our champion of 2020, with Skúli 2nd and Haukur 3rd. Thanks for watching this season. It's been a tough year for many, and there are reasons to promise that 2021 will be one of the best years ever in the Icelandic Formula Offroad. We will see you then. Hopefully, we look forward and believe that we will be in Hella come May 2021.